Hi class, and welcome to topic 4 for ELM 210. Let's get started. I'm here under the announcements this week. Hopefully you've had a chance to review the assignment details, any rubrics, any other course materials that you'll need for this week's assignment. First, let's take a look at what assignments we have due this week. The first assignment is the academic language functions assignment. And this will use a provided template in the course materials. Now your instructor may also attach it to this announcement as well, just so it's in more than one place for you, but there is a provided template in the course materials that you do need to use to fill out. The second assignment this week is the 6 instructional strategy assignment. This assignment does not have a template because you are the one that has to create a graphic organizer or table for this assignment. So please review the assignment details very carefully for the 6 instructional strategies assignment. Let's take a closer look at the academic language functions assignment. So let's take a look at the template that's provided in the course materials under the resources tab. Here is the template for the academic language functions assignment. And the first thing that you'll notice is there's a giant box here. This is where you'll put in your name, your grade level, your date. You need to give your lesson plan. You need to identify the subject, so maybe reading informational text, and you need to give your lesson a title. The first thing you'll do is include your informational text. If you would be so kind as well to include your standard in this box, that would be wonderful. If not, that's all right too. It's just nice to be able to see if the function that you're going to choose is going to work with your text. So it's not labeled and it's optional, but it would be nice if it was provided. In the next 3 sections here, you need to identify some key vocabulary from your book that you would need to teach in order for your students to be successful in reading that book. So maybe leaf through the text, see if there are any terms in there that you would have to teach specifically so the students can understand the information as they're reading it. Now these 2 boxes are really important. You need to select a function and a form on how you're going to teach this. So academic language functions are essentially additional reading skills that you could teach in any reading lesson with any text. Some are more appropriate than others. So in order to select a function that you're going to teach on one of your days of your lesson plan unit, let's take a look at the course materials because there's a document in there that you're going to need to complete this assignment successfully. So in order to fill out the function box on your template this week, the first thing you need to do is access the Academic Language Function Toolkit, which is in the course materials. This document has around 10 or 12 functions. So what you need to include in your functions box on your template is which of these functions you're going to use. So I would like to see you label each one with the title and the number from this document, so I know which function you're deciding to teach in your lesson. Each of these functions also has some forms down here that you can use to teach it with. These forms or graphic organizers are also what you'll be putting on your template this week. You don't need to include an image unless you'd like to. You can copy and paste an image into that box, but you do need to make sure that you include the name of whatever form graphic organizer that you're going to be using. One thing that you should make very clear about is that you select a function that goes really well with your standard and your informational text. So if summarizing and informing is an appropriate skill that you could teach using your informational text and it matches well with your standard, then this perhaps is one that you would pick for your week 4 assignment. Let's take a look here. For example, if I want to use comparing and contrasting as one of the functions I'd like to teach during my 3-day mini unit, using the informational text, I need to make sure that there actually are things to compare and contrast inside the informational text I'm using. If there is nothing to compare and contrast, then this would not be an appropriate function for you to choose for your lesson plans. So I would review this whole document, look through all of the functions, and look at each of these forms. When you're teaching a function like this, for example, sequencing, you want to make sure that you choose either a timeline or a flow chart, something that shows the order of things. So hopefully if you're using this function in your lesson plans, then you're going to be using a graphic organizer that goes with it, that matches it, and you're going to make sure that there is some sort of sequencing happening in the book that you're using to teach with. This will be really critical for you. So in your benchmark assignment, you're actually going to have to use 3 of these functions and matching organizers that go with them, forms that go with them. So you might want to choose 3 right now, even though in your week 4 assignment, you only have to discuss 1. So let's go ahead and take a look again at the template for the assignment this week. So here we are back at the academic language function template for the assignment this week. And as you can see, again, it's a very short template, a very short worksheet. It's very simple looking. The biggest thing that you should remember is just put some vocabulary words in here. Again, this is the purpose of this assignment is what you would do in one day of your unit. So when we get to week 6 and you have your benchmark assignment, you are going to have enough vocabulary words for all 3 days. You are going to have 3 functions, 1 for each day, and you're going to have 3 forms, 1 for each day of your lesson plan. So for week 4 right now, I'm only asking you to provide maybe 4 to 5 vocabulary words or 2 to 3, 1 function, and 1 form. But to save you some time, I recommend that you work ahead a little bit. Provide 3 functions and 3 forms that match, and include enough vocabulary that you could teach for a total of 3 days. This will save you some time, and you'll actually be ahead of the game when you're starting to put everything together for your benchmark assignment. So that's this academic language functions assignment. And let's take a look at the instructional strategies assignment one more time. Okay guys, so I'm back in the announcements one last time here, and I just thought I would wrap up discussion about this 6 instructional strategies assignment. So in this assignment, you are going to have to create your own graphic organizer or form to describe the 6 instructional strategies that are in the assignment details this week. So make sure you're looking at the course materials. There are some sites that explain what these 6 instructional strategies are. And you will need to explain each of these strategies very carefully with examples of each one, because you'll have to be teaching using these strategies later on in your week 5 and your week 6 assignment. So take a close look at the assignment details for this assignment, and if you have any questions about this assignment or the academic language functions assignment, please don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me a message in the individual forum or questions to instructor forum. Thanks so much for your time and have a great week.